our last presentation before for the end of the year, so we can all get ourselves completely fired up, ready for 2024. So we've got some amazing speakers as always. Thank you to James for always putting on the best of the speakers for us to learn all our golden nuggets to help us go and move forward with our business. And we've got the amazing Sue Worrell, who's going to be talking about our star products, who's an NMD in the business, and she is a nutrition. She's been a nutritionist for over 30 years, running clinics in London and Cardiff, and she's been taking Juice Plus for over 17 years, and she really knows everything about Juice Plus. So get your pen and papers ready and listening to Sue. Are you there, Sue? She's here. I can see her. I can see your slide, Sue, but we can't hear you. There's no sound, Sue. Can you unmute yourself? I love these technical errors. We can see your slide, Sue.
Okay. Yeah, I'll redo it. No problem. I'm here. Should be on now.
Perfect.
All right. Okay, great. Thank you. Sorry about that. Okay. Hi. Yeah, I'm Sue Worrell. I've been in the business for 24 years, been taking the product for 24 years, and for 25 years, I think, I've never not done PB. So although it's my second business, I absolutely love Juice Plus, and always able to easily sell the product, not just to clients, but to people I talk to on airplanes, in the supermarket, anywhere. So I'm passionate about the product, and I love all the science. This is me. I'm just about to get in the March. I'm 76, still as active as that was then, and I'm definitely hold a lot of that to Juice Plus. So we're in a world full of toxins. We know this. We know how much the pollution is around. We know we've got esters in our water, and we need good food and good nutrition more than ever. The biggest pollution, the biggest poison in our lives is ultra-processed food. Our body does not recognize it. And these figures are outstanding and very frightening. And in the UK, 20% and rising of the population eats 80% ultra-processed food. So where's their nutrition? They are not getting any nutrition from that. Okay, so fruits and vegetables. I can see Nikki Tolson on here, my lovely friend Nikki, and she's always said that grandma knew best, and that we should be eating fruits and vegetables. And everybody says it, but we're still not doing it. Not many people are doing it. And the experts all agree. And there's a latest study now that shows it. And we've got information on that that's been sent out by Travis. So you all should look at that. So it's not just that food is good for us. It really is good for us. And these things are linked to every illness that we've got at the moment. So why is Juice Plus so good? It is food. It's a food label. It's non-GMO, vegan, kosher, and dairy and gluten-free. The certification and the research is second to none. There is no product on the market as researched as the Juice Plus products. You can tell that to anyone, because that is absolutely true. So why do our bodies love it? Because we need fruits and vegetables, and these are real fruits and vegetables. We need them to help us prevent heart disease, cancers, diabetes, and obesity. And all the other illnesses we have in the modern world today are linked to all of those. I've worked with a lot of athletes and sports people. So if you've got any sports people or sports enthusiasts, they can take this very safely. I took a guy from falling out of a plane to breaking the world record by 7 seconds on Juice Plus capsules and complete. And his world record held until he got a gold medal and an MB, and his gold record held until a year ago. So if we try to do these fatty diets and a quick cleanse or a quick cleanup or a quick burst of nutrition, it doesn't work well, because all the toxins are held in our fat cells. And when we release, when we really force our body to burn off those fat cells, the toxins are left behind. So we feel lousy, we get headaches, not look good, and then our body craves it and puts it back on as a rate of knots. I always start with putting good stuff in their body, and then they have no toxins, they feel good, and they keep the weight off. We know about oxidative stress. We've learned about this from loads of studies and all over the world in all the universities. And this is really important for aging and disease and age-related diseases. So we know what happens to an apple, and we know an apple has over 10,000 nutrients. So if we take out one vitamin, like vitamin C, for example, our body cannot absorb it without the other 9,999. So we don't want to take in a number like 20 or so of the vitamins and minerals that we know. We need the thousands of plant nutrients that are in the whole fruits and vegetables. And that's why that fruits and vegetables are not just going to help our lives, they can actually save our lives. And we want to be eating from a farm grown by farmers, not pharmacies, grown in chemical works. This is what we want to be eating, a huge variety of all the colors that have the orchestra and the rainbow effect. And the wonderful thing about our products is they are farmed specifically for Juice Plus. So you can see here, I thought it was broccoli, but it might not be. But things like broccoli, they farm the best possible variety, not only the best grown and the most carefully grown, but the best variety. And the original broccoli was yellow. It was grown in Greece mostly. You can still find it in some places. So the broccoli they grow is slightly off color, and it's harder to grow, and it's expensive in the shops when people, and they don't like it because it's not green enough. But we grow it specifically for products, for our greens in Juice Plus products. And the same happens with the cranberry juice. The Belvedere variety has more polyphenols, and they grow that variety. And this is why Juice Plus will bridge the gap between what we are eating and what we actually should be eating. This is particularly important over Christmas. Over Christmas, when we overeat, we drink alcohol, we drink champagne, hooray, and we have fun, which is great. But we leave out, we eat the foods, then the sort of fun foods, but we leave out all the goodness. So I always double up over Christmas. And it's important that we put the good stuff in. So this is where Juice Plus helps, not just at Christmas, but for every day, but especially at Christmas and at times when you're not eating enough of the salads and the greens and the variety of colors. So when we recommend Juice Plus, we want to recommend them with the right facts. So these are on all the fact sheets you'll find in the hub. They're brilliant now. I'm not going to read them out, or I'll never finish. They are really good facts that you can understand and share with people. And people say Juice Plus is expensive. Why is it expensive? Well, if we just put powdered greens or berries or fruits in tubs, that would be very, very cheap for us. And we didn't grow them so carefully. That would be very cheap. And those products do work out a lot cheaper. But the minute they have some oxygen, they have some air, and the minute they have some moisture, so it isn't completely sealed, they deteriorate at a rate of knots. And encapsulating them in this fermented tapioca pullulan product really preserves that goodness. So you know when you pay for Juice Plus, you're paying for the fruits and vegetables intact, and they are picked exactly when ripe, because that's when all the nutrition comes in. So when you sell to people, when people are buying them, if people are on there who just want the products, you want to know the benefits, not just the features, which I've been talking about now is all the features of the product, but the benefits are that you actually get all these things, and not just this A, C, and E, which are really important, and the ones that there's research on, so the ones we're allowed to brag about. We get all the thousands of other plant nutrients as well. So our capsules are mega, mega important because they hold the most of them, and the gummies. So these are so important. So we get these A, C, and E, and this time we now absorb them where we wouldn't have in a multivitamin, and that is because all the rest of the fruits and vegetables in that capsule provide the other 9,999 plant nutrients to help us absorb and utilize them. So if you test our urine, there'd be nothing in it because our bodies used it all up. So families, fantastic. This is a fantastic Healthy Start used to be the Children's Health Study, and the figures are still available. You can see that. We can't do it now because of GDPR, but there it is, the only children study for families using children ever done. Gummies are amazing. They're great for adults, especially the adults who can't swallow or don't like swallowing capsules, and they're amazing for children. And I buy my grandchildren the extra berries as well, because they get the fruit and veg free with the health study. So all the stuff that's in the capsules, you can see, is in the berries as well. Omegas, love omegas. Was worried when they first came out in case there wasn't enough DNA and EPA in them, but there is absolutely a great amount in them. I'm getting on years, so I like to take 3 of each of these a day. And they also contain these really good things that have come out when studying after COVID, the protectors as well, things like zinc and especially vitamin D. And the really good thing about them is that they have the variety of 3, 7, and 9. They no longer have 6, and that is because there is too much 6 in all our products. Although they needed the 6 we have, although our body needs that 6 that the Juice Plus capsules gave us, it was a very clean 6, because we've got all the other really bad 6 from oils, vegetable oils, and preservatives in cakes and pastries, etc. Because we've got that in our body, Juice Plus decided to take it out. So by having 3, 7, and 9, the 7 and 9 help you absorb and utilize that 3 even more. And the great thing is they are not interrupting our oceans, and they're not depleting our fish. So they're made from something called schizochetrum, which is a really fabulous algae that they can grow outside our oceans. It's pristinely grown and expensive to grow, but it is the purest form of D3, and the one the fish eat to get their vitamin D3. Complete is amazing. I've used it for years. It is a macronutrient, and it can be used as a meal replacement. Because it's used as a meal replacement, the law says it has to have so much sugar. There's more sugar in there than Juice Plus would want to put, but it's still very little sugar when it comes to how much goes into your bloodstream and how fast. And that's the important thing. It is full of fiber and really great protein. And both of those show the rate of sugar going into your bloodstream. And that's why I use it for all my diabetics, pre-diabetics, type 1 and type 2. So it's amazing and very, very versatile. I'm sure many of you on here will make scones and all sorts of things, and pancakes and things out of them. The next thing is the soup. The soup has a lot of the same of the complete in it, but it's got vegetables only, and it's got some added pine nuts and some peas. And I always add frozen peas to it because women are often short of iron, and a lot of people are short of iron these days. And frozen peas are a really good source of iron. Don't overcook them. I just pour boiling water on them, strain them, and put a load in the soup. And they're great to have if you're on the run. You can go and get a tea in any of the cafes like Starbucks or Costa, and just ask them to leave the tea bag out and just mix your soup in there. It's really good. I do that all the time. This is the Control. This is a product I don't use much particularly because I don't do weight loss for morbidly obese any longer. But it's really good for lowering your cholesterol because it's made from glucomannan, which is the root of the kajak plant. And it's the same stuff that's in no-calorie noodles. It's all dietary fiber. It's soluble fiber, not non-soluble, but we need that. And that really also helps to slow sugar down and is good for your cholesterol. Uplift. Just when I started, I thought, oh no, I've left my Uplift in the kitchen, but I'll go and get it when I finish. I love Uplift. It is just amazing, and its vitamins B group is really important, especially for women around menopause and past menopause. We often get a bit of low vitamin B. It doesn't have 12 in it, but it does have all the B vitamins, and it's a brilliant combination, and it's a really great steady energy throughout the day. And also I find my mental acuity is vastly different when I haven't taken Juice Plus by 9 o'clock at night if I've got any Zoom calls. So it's brilliant for doing late calls, especially if you're in overseas in different countries. California, one of the worst. I'm on there at 12 o'clock sometimes. So this is Perform. I love Perform. Can't say I'm mad on the flavor, but loads of people love it. It is a fantastic protein. It's soy protein, but the soy is specifically grown for Juice Plus. It is cold water washed and slowly processed, so none of the bad things in some of the soy is there. There's no GMO ingredients, and it's grown carefully so it doesn't get that. And it is a really good protein and easy to digest, and the only plant protein that has all the protein sections we need, all the essential bits we need, all the 22 amino acids we need. So these are all the B vitamins, and they also add vitamin C and vitamin D again in here. And the beauty of that is when they add vitamin C in here, and that combines with the protein, it really makes fantastic collagen. It makes better collagen than the capsules you can buy on beauty places, in beauty promoters. Tower garden, love my tower garden. It's all stripped now. It's going to grow for Christmas, but I'm going away for a long time at Christmas. So I've stripped it down. We'll start in the new year. But I have frozen lots of things. I freeze them in ice cubes, and I freeze them, like dry freeze all the herbs off there. It's amazing. And, you know, a lettuce has I can't remember how many miles, travels at least 24 miles, I think, before you eat it, and has been around for at least a week. So if you don't know about tower gardens, ask the person who introduced you and go and look them up, because they are amazing. So just to wrap up, our products are unique with the food labels. They're the most researched. They're free for kids. It's all there for you, and you can find all this in the hub. And these are all the universities. These are top universities in the world, in all the different countries of the world. And you'll find that we've also got a science institute. So anyone who doesn't know that, look up the Juice Plus Science Institute. It doesn't just look at Juice Plus and the products in Juice Plus. It looks at all products and what the world is doing and how we absorb them and what the body does with them. Amazing institute. And all of these are by Dr. Manfred Lamfreck, and he is the director, or was the director, of Graz University Research Department, and he now works part-time for Juice Plus, and he sort of translates the abstracts that you can read that are really complicated into everyday language, so we can understand exactly what they find and what in our body and what it does for us. So this is our glorious leader, Jay Martin, and his ethos goes all the way through the company, and they give back as well. So that's it. I hope you've got all of that, and I thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Sue. That was absolutely incredible, as always. I just love all those extra little bits of information that you always give. And no matter how long I've been in the business for, many, many years, but every time I listen to your presentation, I always learn something new. So can you all please thank Sue in the chat box, and you can also put your top tip as well. And I'm going to pop down to Starbucks later with my soup. I love that little tip. I like that one. It's better than one of the pastries or something I pick up there. Anyway, have you got a guest, Sue?
Just to do all my sports people there in Starbucks. Meet all the sports people with my soup. Yeah.
Have you got a guest, or have it?
Yes.
Yes, she has. Yeah.
Simone should be on.
I am Sue. Yes, I wasn't sure if you'd seen me.
Okay. Hi. Now, this is Simone. I'll let Simone introduce herself. She's an amazing lady, and she has got more qualifications than goodness knows who. And she is a functional medicine practitioner. Over to you, Simone.
Brilliant. Thank you, Sue. And thanks, everybody. Good morning. Brilliant that you're here on this Saturday morning, because obviously there's a million other things to do around Christmas, but I think this is absolutely the best thing to be doing and the best business to be in. But I'm going to give a slightly different testimonial today. Sorry, Sue, you don't know about this one. Because picking up on what you said about the research and how Manfred Lambrecht makes it so accessible to everybody. I'm a functional medicine practitioner, and I've been in practice for about 20 years, working with clients using natural remedies for healthcare. My husband is a professor of psychology at Cardiff University. And so when we met, he was very much the sciencey person, and I was more into energy and qi and Chinese medicine and things like that. And I kept saying to him, this Juice Plus product is brilliant. And he said, yeah, you've just fallen for all the marketing. And I said, no, there is research behind this. And he said, okay, show me. Now, because I'm not totally away with the fairies, I did actually have all of the research there printed out that I'd been through myself, because I didn't want to lose credibility with my clients. So I handed over this wodge of research to Mark, and he buried his head in it for a week or so. And then afterwards, he said, because he marks PhDs, he really knows his stuff when it comes to research. And he came back and he said, well, the thing about this Juice Plus is the research looks good, but they haven't shouted about the best bits. And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, if you look at the methodology in this research that backs up the research, and the one that one was based on, that bit's really, really good. And I said, Mark, no one cares about gold standards and randomized controlled trials and this, that, and the other. And he said, yeah, well, they should, because actually this means that this really does work. Sign me up. And so I signed him up, and he took it for a long time. And in fact, at that time, he was overweight by about 15 kilos. Now, it is not a weight loss product, but if you eat a healthy diet and pay attention to your diet, then your microbiome can right itself, but it takes time, usually. 6 weeks later, Mark was feeling so much better. And that was, I think, about 5 years ago, maybe. And he's kept the weight off because he's kept to a healthy diet. And in fact, he did eat healthily, but he'd always had a tendency to be overweight just because of his gut bacteria and whatever else. So he kept the weight off. When he yo-yoed, he knew what to do about it. And he did the 10-day detox. And I think for anybody who is taking Juice Plus, if you're taking the shakes and the capsules, it's really worth doing the before and after pictures of yourself so you can see the benefits, or keep a food diary and a food journal of any symptoms you may have before and afterwards, and do a 10-day detox each month. And I'm assuming that everybody here knows about that, because I don't want to take up all the time. But if you use the Juice Plus products to detoxify your system, it can really help. However, another word to the wise is that your clients will start to feel really great, and then they'll say, well, I don't need this anymore. There's nothing wrong with me. And when they do that, if you've had them keep any sort of food journal, or if you've even just in conversation kept track of how they're doing, then you can remind them about 6 to 8 weeks later, oh, you didn't get tired in the afternoons before, but you are now. And this is what's gradually happened with Mark, until a couple of months ago, he kept saying, well, how come you're not getting sick and you're around patients all the time who are sick? Or, and my daughter was the same, saying, why am I not getting ill when they were? In the end, Mark said, you know what? There really was something in this Juice Plus. And he's signed up to it again, and he's taking it again, and he's doing really well. So there you go. It's a brilliant product. And the Tower Garden, Sue's absolutely right. That's fantastic. It's it's a great way to get coriander on Christmas Day if you love your herbs like I do. So there's so much more I could say about functional medicine, the functional tests that I do on people that literally measure the fruit and vegetable intake that people have because of the antioxidant levels. So I get the reports back from the laboratory saying whether people are deficient in fruit and vegetables or not. And all I can say is I've been taking Juice Plus for about 9 years now, and it's kept me fit and healthy and working in clinic, even when I'm surrounded by people who are unhealthy. So if there are people on here who are thinking about taking it, what are you waiting for? And if you've got any of your clients who tell you they can't afford it or anything else, then pop me a message, because functional medicine is about health for the long haul, as Sue always tells me. It's not just about quick fixes. That's what people want, and people need to be educated that what you do today, if I eat cream cakes today, I'm not going to become diabetic tomorrow. And in the same way, if you take Juice Plus today, you're not going to notice that suddenly you're climbing Everest tomorrow. This is about health for the long haul. So thanks very much for your time. And I'm happy to take any questions in the chat.
Thank you, Simone. That was absolutely fantastic. I love it when we get such a great stamp of approval from health practitioners, and you've got it from your husband as well, so even better. Yeah, and I love
Believe me, that doesn't come easily.
I know. Yeah, so absolutely fantastic. And as someone said, if you've got any questions for her, pop them in the chat. But I love the way that you can measure the fruits and vegetables with your functional medicine. Really interesting. I think actually Sue has mentioned you before, so I will send you a message.
Brilliant.
Okay, well, so thank you, ladies. And we're going to move on to Emma Morris, who's a QSSC in the business. She's a mum of 2 teens. She's Club 3 and she's gunning for SSC. So all give her a big cheer there. And I started this from her words. I started this business around my full-time job, and it's now my main income. And I'm going to be talking today about my daily focus to make a fortune. Are you there, Emma?
Hi, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, you can hear me.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, so thank you for the welcome. So as I've just been introduced, my name is Emma. I have been in the business for, it'll be 3 years in this coming February. I am QSSC, but I am gunning for SSC. For those of you that were at Brighton, you may have seen I was up as a spotlight speaker, so you may have already heard a little bit about me. I am very nervous, I have to say, and I think I'm more nervous about this morning than I was getting on the stage at Brighton, which I know seems absolutely so weird, but I just feel so nervous. I'm like a little bit starstruck. This has been something that I've wanted to do. It's been on my vision board to be. I told Kira, who's my upline, months and months ago that it was on my vision board to be asked to be on the coffee success call. So it's a big thing for me. So bear with me if I'm a little bit all over the place. But yeah, so I've come on today to talk about obviously, you know, what I do on a day-to-day basis in this business. So I started, as I said, 3 years ago, and at the time I was a full-time healthcare assistant in a hospital, which I still do a few shifts now and again. I'm on bank, so I can kind of do that as and when I want to, which is really good for me. But I can't remember the last time I actually did a shift. I've not done one for a long time. And when I first started, it was more just because I was on the products. I'd started on the products. I wanted to lose some weight, a couple of stone, and I had no energy and I wanted more energy. And after a couple of weeks, I was asked to join the business, and because my energy levels had risen so much and I just felt so much better, even just after having 2 weeks of being on the complete powder and the uplifts, I thought, do you know what, I'm going to get some discount off my products, and that is really just all the reason why I joined. And then I very quickly learned that there was so much more in this business than just, you know, a little bit of extra discount off your products and a little bit of pocket money, which is why I went into it. So I put my all into it basically, and I just did what I was told from, you know, Kira and all the leaders. And, you know, the main thing, which I'm sure you will have all heard lots of people talk about, is obviously the DMO, so the daily method of operation, showing up for my business, being consistent. Consistency is a massive key in this business, and I'll go over that a little bit later throughout my what I'm going to talk about. But the DMO, so, you know, that is our shop, that's our shop window. So every single morning I will open up with a positive quote. Usually it's a positive quote. Sometimes it might be, you know, if I've gone out the door early, or it might be a photo of me, whatever I'm doing, just so that people know that obviously they can contact me. I'm here, I'm available. And, you know, with the DMO, you know, we are inviting people to join our social media. So, you know, we're adding new friends on Facebook, we're following new people on Instagram, and we're interacting with them. There's no point in adding new people if we're not actually going to do some interaction with them and get to know them. You know, so we do that daily. The posts that I tend to do daily, so like I say, I always put a good morning post up. I always put like a product post up because I am on the products. I'm on pretty much on all of them. I've tried all of them anyway. So I'll always put me with a product, or the product on my, you know, on my worktop. And then I'll have a post where I'm doing, you know, what am I doing today? So I might be at work, or if I was at work, or I might be out and about. And I think it's really, really important that you do, you know, share a little bit about you, because people are very, very nosy, and they do like to know a little bit about what you are doing. They don't just want to see all about juice plus, juice plus, juice plus. I'll always put a transformation post up every day, and that can be like, I try and do a wide variety of the whole transformations, you know, so obviously everything that our products do: hair, skin, nails, immune system, weight loss, weight gain, energy. And I will try sort of every week to make sure that I've got kind of my own transformation post in there as well, if you like. So, you know, what are the products, what have they done for me? Because I've got like quite a wide variety of what the products have done for me. Yes, they've helped me to lose 2 stone, but they've also, from going on the products, they've actually helped me with my spondylosis and my arthritis, which is something that I didn't go on the products for. I had no idea that the products were going to help me with those things. And so I've suffered from spondylosis since, I think I got diagnosed in 2014. And I've been in a lot of pain, like daily, to the point where I'd be on morphine patches at one point, which made me feel so ill. You know, some days I just can't do anything. It affects like your head, your neck, your back. To be honest, it affects everything in your body, to be honest. And I started off, once I joined the business, I decided to try the capsules. So I started on the berries first, and then I added in the fruit and veg and the omegas. And I started to notice that I wasn't kind of having to take the medication that I was having to take. I sort of noticed gradually, and that's how I noticed that obviously these products were helping me massively with all the pain that I was in from the spondylosis and my arthritis in my thumbs and various other places. So I think it makes a massive difference if you are passionate about the products, you know, and that's what's really led me into the business more and more and more, because I am so passionate about the products, and I do promote them, like from what they've done to me, you know, every single day. Like I'm always promoting about the products and what they've done for me. And then every day as well, I do promote about the business, and I will put something that's like indirect. So it might be that, you know, I am sat in Costa just placing some orders, or, you know, just something really indirect, and then put a direct post on as well. Find if you put an indirect post on in the morning and a direct post on in an evening, that works quite well. So that's kind of like my posting and stuff. And obviously being a product of the product, and you know how that's helped my business. But I know that obviously Kevin, who's going to be on, is talking about mindset and stuff, but I just wanted to just talk a little bit about how that's helped me and what I've done with my journey, because my journey has been very, like, it's been a little bit like this. So you know, I've not always felt in a good place, and I think it's like important, because, you know, there may be somebody on this call that may resonate with me, and, you know, I've been in dark times, and particularly last year, which I spoke about on the stage, I was in the homeless hostel for 4 months. which was a very, very difficult time, and my mindset really, really dropped, and my business did drop at that time. However, I still showed up every single day, but I just wasn't in the same headspace, if you like, and it did affect my business. You know, I was club one at the time when I went into the hostel, and then quickly after that my club disappeared, and you know, I kind of had to build everything up. And as I was introduced, I am club 3 now, going in for club 6. So, but I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about all the work I've done on myself on a daily basis. And it's something I've had to work really, really, really hard on, especially since I've come out of the hostel and I'm in the house. And I kind of thought to myself that everything would be amazing once I got into my house. And no, it actually wasn't. My business didn't just rise back up again. I had a lot of work to do on myself. And I just made a decision one day that enough's enough. I can't do this anymore. And I just started working on myself again. Exercising daily, being properly back on plan, drinking lots of water, listening to motivational videos, audiobooks, reading daily, doing my affirmations. And I just say my morning routine as well. So I've got a little bit of a morning routine. So every single morning, and I did do this actually throughout the whole of the time when I was, you know, in a dark place. I still did my gratitudes, which I do think helped me. So every morning I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. And I also do like 5 negotiable tasks. So I'll write those down as well. And I have to get those ticked off. And we've got like a little leaders chat with the few of the leaders in, and we all post them in there in the morning. So, you know, we're making ourselves accountable. I think it's really important to make yourself accountable. I know we've had like talks on accountability buddies and things like that, but you know, if you've not got an accountability buddy and you've got like a little group of people, you can, you know, pop it into a group, or even if you're just popping it over to your upline or your sideline or anybody, you know, in the business, you know, write your gratitudes down and your non-negotiable tasks for the day, and make sure that they are ticked off. You've done them every single day. But I just find that with my gratitudes, it is hard to, and this is something that I've heard daily from Kelly Quick about gratitudes, and it's hard to be miserable when you find things that you are grateful for. And that's something that Kelly has installed in me on like DMO calls, 6:30 DMO calls. So yeah, so I'm grateful for Kelly for that. So but yeah, so every day I will always have like my gratitudes. But you know, I've had to work so hard on myself doing these things every single day over and over again. And I just started to feel that I was in, you know, a much better place, much more positive. And then what happened? My business just shot up. And I think it was just because, well, I was getting like messages from people that maybe won't join my business or order my products, but I was still getting people messaging me on social media saying, you look amazing. You know, you're doing so well, you're smashing it. And these were just people that probably wouldn't even be anything to do with the business, but people were noticing on my social media. And I can't tell you enough how much mindset and working on your self-development and, you know, is so key in this business, alongside doing your DMO and being consistent every single day. And I'm not saying that, you know, you're going to be in a place, a happy state forever. Like I have actually been in a dip since then. But do you know what? I just do the things that I know are going to get me out of it. And I'm so grateful that this business has taught me to do these things on a daily basis, because now I know, and I recognize the fact that, do you know what, Emma, you're going in a little bit of a, you know, I can see yourself going down again. No, that's not happening. So I need to up my exercise. I need to, you know, up my reading. I need to up my listening to motivational videos. And it's that is basically what has doing that has just built my business up. I cannot say enough about working on your mindset. For me, it's massive, and my confidence has grown massively in this business. I was not confident at all when I started this business, didn't want to do anything, didn't want to do a live video or anything like that. And you know, and then obviously, you know, it's grown that much too, that I was on stage, asked to be on stage in Brighton. And then obviously on this call as well this morning, which they're all things that have been on my vision board. And yes, I am nervous. And, you know, there's been times when I've thought, oh, I can't speak on stage, or I can't do this call this morning. But do you know what? Always say yes to everything that you're asked. Don't say no, because you don't grow in your comfort zone. And that is something that I've learned massively. And I will always, you know, I'll always say yes to something if somebody asks me. So yeah, I'm not really sure on time. Oh, I've gone over a little bit, sorry. So basically, yeah, that is me in a nutshell of how I do my business. And it's taken so much pressure off me as well, because I am a busy mum. Although I've got teenagers, my daughter, my 16-year-old, is a dance, you know, I'm a dance mum. She competes probably 5-6 days a week, nights a week. We over dancing there and back. She has dance comps once or twice a month. And this business has really helped me to take the pressure off, not having to do all those like night shifts and long days and at work. And I can be that mum where I you know, I can take her and I can see her compete and in shows. So yeah, I'm sorry if I've gone a little bit higgledy-piggledy, but that's just how I work. But I hope that's helped some people, and I hope, you know, you enjoyed that.
Emma, that was absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for sharing that. And what I love about it, it was, you know, it's come from your heart, and it's come from exactly how it fits. So you fit your business around how you've had your really hard times to you know, what you're doing now with your life, with your teens and the dancing, and absolutely, you know, being a busy mom, and how you can, you know, just build up your mindset to get you to the place when you're not in the right mood. And that's how that's really helped you. And, you know, you've just done so well. And I just wish you all the best of luck to get to your next position, because you really, really deserve it. So thanks so much for sharing all those tips there.
Thank you.
You were absolutely amazing. And you can tick that off your vision board now and go and put the next one on. So everyone, please give Emma a really big thank you in the chat. And again, top tip as well, because I love listening to people's DMOs and what they do, because we always pick up something, you know, that just really, you know, really helps. So just if everyone can just put in your top tip, that would be really, really good. So thanks, Emma. Have you got a guest at all? Oh, you got off.
No, I haven't. Sorry, I did tell James that I hadn't.
Right. Okay. No worries. We'll move on.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine. So, so we're going to move on to Damian Brennan, who's a PMD in the business. Now we've got a really long bio here. So get you. Oh, it's there. Yeah. Okay. So settle down and listen to this, because he's done some incredible things around his business. So Damian is a retired headmaster and lives in the west of Ireland. He runs his very successful Juice Plus business with his wife Olive, and they were involved in farming. They both got introduced to Juice Plus in 1994. And at that time, they also ran a manufacturing business and were involved in local community activities, as well as having a young family. In reality, they didn't have time to get involved in Juice Plus, but they saw it was just far too good of an opportunity to miss. And they love the products and the challenge of building a business. And back then, it was much more difficult than what it is now. There was no social media, no mobile phones, no home deliveries. Oh, sorry, well, the company didn't do the deliveries, and there was no bonuses, but they were both committed, and they built a solid business to PMD. So Damian says the business gets easier every year. The highest earner in Juice Plus haven't even been sponsored yet. And the best, the very, very best is yet to come. And Damian is going to be talking today about working the marketing plan. So get your pens and papers ready and give Damian a big welcome. Are you there, Damian? I've seen him.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, welcome.
I'm technologically challenged, as you may know.
Oh, wow. Oh, tell us all about it. Yeah.
Okay, can you see that okay?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Thank you for that introduction. I'll have to get a scissors and cut that in half. But it's been a fabulous morning so far, as expected. And I thought Emma was just unbelievable. I heard her earlier on at the conference and she was really, really good. So this morning, I've been asked to talk about the marketing plan. The marketing plan really for me is the blueprint for achieving success in this business, because it provides focus for us, it provides discipline, and it provides direction. Credibility is so important in our business. Credibility in the product, in the company, in the business opportunity itself, and credibility in the marketing plan as well. Belief in the product is at the very basis of our business. And we've heard that from Sue this morning. Unbelievable presentation again from Sue. She never, ever fails to really impress us all. And she went through the range of products in great detail, and we can be extremely proud and confident and have tremendous belief in the products that we promote. The market for those products are almost 100% of the population, young, old, male and female. Consumable products then, with monthly repeat business. And it provides you with a stable income for the lifetime of a satisfied customer. And, you know, people like James and Nikki who are on the call here, they will have customers going back almost 30 years. We all have customers going back to them. And that's really what this business is about. It's about long-term, stable customers who are benefiting from the product for decades. And that's really is our mission. What about the credibility of the company then? Founded back in 1970, over 50 years ago, more than 25 countries worldwide and expanding, over $15 billion in sales, an established track record for those 50 years, with experience in all the areas that are necessary, and mission-driven to provide an opportunity for ordinary people to earn a very significant income by promoting healthy living around the world. And this business is accessible to absolutely everybody. The support the company gives us is just unbelievable. They not only manufacture the products, but they process the orders, they invoice the customers, they collect the payment, and they deliver the Juice Plus directly to the customer. There was a time when we had to do all of that ourselves. They provide us with a monthly statement and they transfer payment to our bank on the 10th or before every single month. So for the past almost 30 years, we have been getting a check from Juice Plus. They provide an online office and website, they provide customer and distributor support, and they provide training and mentoring. There's just nothing else that I can think of that they could possibly do. And the result of this is that we've got a unique business system. We have all the advantages of traditional franchising. We've got a global company, a brand name product, a proven system. But we've none of the disadvantages of a franchise. One of the big problems with a franchise is that it's the amount of money you would need to buy a franchise makes it completely prohibitive for most people. In our case, in this business, we have no capital investment. We have no stock to purchase. We have no cash to collect from customers. We have no deliveries to make. We have no employees, so no wages to pay. No administration, no conventional overheads. And all of that for £50. I've often said that the biggest disadvantage, or one of the biggest disadvantages in this business, is that it's only £50 to join. But you can see the reasoning for that. It just means that it's accessible to everybody. And therefore, there is no financial risk involved. We have a very simple franchise system, a franchise system that everybody can operate from the very first day. And that is, we take Juice Plus ourselves, we experience the benefits, and we share our experience with other people. So in reality, we solve problems. Typically, we start a conversation, listen, which for the Irish is probably the biggest challenge, identify a problem, empathize with that problem because we've met most of these problems before, and offer a solution. So each day when we go out to promote Juice Plus, to share our story, it's a question of how many people can I help? So how many people can each of us help this week, this month? Initially then, you can earn a good part-time income from doing that. It could be £200 to £300 a month. Let's say £250 a month, which in a year is £3,000. It could be 500. And typically when somebody starts at the first step, they move on to this one then. It could be 500 a month, which is again, a good part-time income. Or indeed you can grow it to 1,000 a month, £12,000 a year. That would be quite a hefty increase in income if you're working a full-time job. But for those who want it, there is more involved in this business. What we've quoted here are just the part-time earnings that you can achieve over a period of time, over a short period of time or a long period of time, depending on your own circumstances and your own reason for doing the business. You can also have a change of career from this, build a very substantial business part-time, earn significant monthly income, establish a valuable asset. When Olive and I started out to build a business here, we were both very clear on what our targets were. For Olive, she wanted to supplement our children's third-level education. That was her aim, to earn £1,000, as it was back then, a month, to help to send the children to third-level education. For me, it was to earn £1,000 a month in my own right to supplement my teacher's pension when I would retire. So each of us had a very clear aim, a very clear target, and a very strong reason why. And from the very beginning, we stayed focused on that. Whatever challenges came up, we overcame them because we knew exactly what was at stake. And over a period of, I suppose, maybe a couple of years in the beginning, we both achieved that target, and we continued to build from there because we could see then that there was a substantial business opportunity here. Remember, we were coming from conventional business. We had enormous overheads. We had remortgaged our house to build a factory. We had a lot of wages to pay every week. And the bank manager was our most frequent telephone conversation. We had a lot of stress, a lot of responsibility. And we came into this business where you had no stress, no responsibility, where you didn't have any outlay in terms of money, and you had no ongoing problems of paying wages and so on. This was almost too good to be true, but it was still too good to pass up without trying it. So therefore, we moved on from a part-time opportunity to a full-time opportunity. And what we wanted to do was build a really substantial business, earn significant monthly income, and establish a very valuable asset. And one of the reasons we wanted to do it was because we wanted to prove that this could work in Ireland as well as every place else. If we follow the fast track program, we can earn up to almost £120,000 in bonuses. And this system, this bonus program, is absolutely flexible. So you can fast track at any time. You can opt in and out of the bonus program depending on what's happening in your life at a particular time. So how do we build this full-time income into the future? We use the marketing plan for that. That's our blueprint for success. So all we have to do is just simply follow the plan. And I want to outline the plan in steps to you now, but it's not to teach you the plan or anything like that, but just to show you what the possibilities are, what the potential is in this business. The marketing plan is designed in 13 steps to freedom. And it's designed to cover a number of areas. First of all, to suit individual needs. We have many people in the business who want to earn £250 or thereabouts a month. And they can achieve that with the first 3 steps in this plan. Sometimes then they'll want to go forward to earn 500 a month. They can do that with 5 steps, or 1,000 a month, or even 3,000 a month. Obviously, it'll take a little bit longer, and it'll be take a bigger effort to achieve a greater income. The other thing about the marketing plan is it's designed to grow your team, because at every step, you will be bringing more people into your business. You'll be offering the opportunity to more people. It's also designed to grow your monthly income at each step and to maximize the bonuses and to help ensure you build a solid business for the future. This is really, really important. Building quickly isn't what we're about at all. What we're about is building a solid business for the future. So to do that, the marketing plan dictates that we reconfirm at every step to consolidate our business, and is designed to be flexible for a busy lifestyle. So step 1 on this marketing plan then is, in January, let's say you bring in a new partner, and in January that person achieves £825 PV and they get promoted. The £825 is the equivalent of 4 Premium Plus, or 6 Fruit and Veg, or 6 Omega, or 6 Complete. So 4 to 6 orders gives you the 825 points. You're promoted to Partner Plus. You receive a bonus of £80, retail commissions of in the region of £80 as well. So your check for that month, first month in the business, will be £160 approximately. It's not really the value of the check that's the most important aspect of this. But when you get that payment, it boosts your confidence. Now you know you can do this business. You have earned £160 in your first month, and your investment was just £50. In fact, at the moment, your investment is just £1, but it's just £50 in normal times, let's say. So that boosts your confidence. It also generates excitement. Just imagine a new person coming into the business, not so sure about it, but then they get a check for £160. They get really excited. And using that enthusiasm, they spread the word to their friends. You can't stop them talking about it at this point. They're talking about the fact that it only cost them £1 to join this business. It only took them 3 or 4 days to get 4 customers, and they got a check for £160. This is fantastic. It's incredible. And next month, I'm going for the next promotion. And the next promotion is Senior Partner. Senior Partner is 2,000 points. You have to do a minimum of 825 yourself. The easiest way then to build the rest of it is to offer the opportunity to 2 of your friends. They become partners with you. They achieve 825 volume each, and they each achieve Partner Plus status. For them, they'll get a check for £160 each. And the excitement spreads, and it is contagious. For doing that, you yourself will get a bonus this month of £100. Your commissions will increase to in the region of £150. So your check this month is £250 approximately. Last month, 160, this month, 250, over £400 earned in 2 months. And you didn't really have to do anything except tell people how incredible the Juice Plus is and the benefits that you're gaining from it. Reconfirming Senior Partner is the 3rd step. And this word reconfirm is really, really important. The company want to ensure that when you achieve a position in the business, that it's a solid position and that you've got a really good foundation to move to the next step. So before moving to the next step, they get you to reconfirm the step you're on. So reconfirming senior partner is exactly the same as last month when you achieve senior partner for the first time. It's still 2,000 points, a minimum of 825 personal. One of your friends that you brought in last month and win Partner Plus, they now go senior partner right behind you, and you bring in a new Partner Plus. This is just a suggestion of how you might make up the points. If you do that, you're well over the quota at 2,650. This month, your bonus increases again to £150. Your commissions to 250, and your check is in the region of £400. So £400 on top of the 410 you already earned in the first 3 months, you've got £810. That certainly generates excitement and raises eyebrows, and people begin to think, this sounds like something I should be doing. So step 3 completed, we move to step 4, which is a new promotion to sales coordinator. Here, the points are 5,000. I'm going to move faster through it now because time is almost up. You need 1 Partner Plus in your team at least. You need to have a qualifying business yourself, and your bonus now will be £250. Your commissions will be in the region of £350. Your check will be about £600. Just incredible. You had no outlay in this business, no capital investment whatsoever. All you've done here is taken Juice Plus, experienced the benefits, shared that experience with other people. You've got involved in the business. You've done it month by month for the last 4 months, and you've earned over £1,000. It's just unbelievable. And you share that story, that really exciting story with other people, because remember, the Juice Plus business is as good a business opportunity as Juice Plus itself is a food supplement. This is of the same quality. In the 5th step, you reconfirm sales coordinator by doing exactly the same thing again. And the only thing that changes is your bonus goes to £500. Your commissions increase also in the region of £500. Your check is £1,000. And that surely, well, I know in Ireland, that certainly will create excitement. I'm quite sure it does in wherever you live as well. So that there is the 5th step. And now we move on to more serious business. And we allow, let's say it takes you 2 months, the month of June and July, 2024, to achieve QSSC, Qualifying Senior Sales Coordinator. At this stage, we change to Payline. And again, I'm not going to try to explain that here because all of you will well understand that. The PB, you need 1 PB leg and you need to have a qualifying business. And your average income will be in the region of 600 to 800 a month, not including the bonus. And you're asked to reconfirm for 2 more months after that first month. And then at the end of that 3rd month reconfirming, you achieve a bonus of £1,000. Again, this business is just giving and giving. All you're doing here is talking. And, you know, we're quite good at that. We just need to be talking about the right topic. Senior Sales Coordinator is the next position, again, allowing 2 months for that position, 2 months to achieve Senior Sales Coordinator. And your volume this time is 10,000, but your team is growing all the time. And the volume, even though the requirement increases at each step, it's almost easier to achieve it because your team is getting bigger and bigger. You're going to have 15 or 20 people involved at the stage, and all of them contributing to this 10,000 payline. Your bonus after reconfirming for 3 months is £1,800. Step 8 is Q&MD. And again, we allow 3 months to get this far. You draw up your own plan and you use your own time intervals, but these would be what I would be focused on. 3 months to get to Q&MD. 20,000 pay line, 3 performance bonus legs at this stage. Average income is between 1,500 to 2,000 a month. And on top of that, once you reconfirm for the 3rd month, you achieve a bonus of 3,600 in time for Christmas 2024. And finally, step 9, NMD used to be the pinnacle of the business, not quite now, but it used to be back then. January, February, March of the following year, we're focused on NMD. 40,000 pay line, 5 performance bonus legs, 2 POB legs. That is a fabulous business, as you know. Average income, 2,500 to 3,500. So 3,000 a month average income at this level, and a bonus of 7,200 paid after the 3rd month reconfirming. And there was a time when we would say that at NMD you had achieved the pinnacle of the business, but what we say today is you've just now got momentum. You're now just really, really building at speed, because there are 4 more positions left on the marketing plan. IMD with a bonus of 14,000, EMD with a bonus of 21, PMD with a bonus of 28, and PMD plus with a bonus of 40,000. You can see the approximate monthly income over on the right-hand side. I'm just too excited to actually read it out, but everybody can read it for themselves there. This is an incredible business. It's a business with real substance in it. People have achieved all the positions on this page here, right down to PMD plus. We know a number of them in the UK. So this is achievable once we follow the marketing plan and we stay focused, we stay disciplined and consistent. It's a unique opportunity. The most important consideration is not how fast or how slowly you build, but how solid and stable you build. That's what's really important. You're building a business here to last you for 30, 40 years to come. Build a stable business on solid foundations, yielding reliable monthly income that will last you a lifetime. Base your business on capsule customers. Treat it like a business and it will pay you like a business. Just to finish off, there's a story I'd like to tell you, a very, very short story, but we were at a conference in the UK some years ago, quite a few years ago now, and there were a couple there from America. James will be very familiar with this couple. And the lady in question was doing the talking. And she said, anybody can achieve in this business, provided they've got a really strong reason to do it. They've got real hunger to do the business. And she said that in their case, she and her husband, they were living in what we in Ireland call a demountable dwelling. I'm not sure what you call it in the UK, but they were living in a dwelling that wasn't a permanent home. They had 5 little boys, and the husband was a carpenter. The wife had tried various things outside the home to make money, was unlucky not to achieve at any of them, not be successful. And in the end, she resigned herself to being a homemaker. And yet they needed extra income. So the famous Jeff Roberti, who many of you will know, came along and he introduced this business to the wife. And initially, she was very nervous about it, but she did eventually. In 1987, she became a distributor. Their lives were in financial reverse, is the way she described it. But yet, she was reluctant to make those phone calls that were necessary to do. And she busied herself at housework rather than having to focus on these calls. But eventually, on one particular morning, she was hoovering the living room for about the 3rd time, and she looked in the mirror and she thought, I can't avoid this, I have to do it. So in June of 1987, she called a family meeting and she told the 5 boys, you are doing the chores, I'm going to make money. And in the next 30 days, she had 84 meetings. In 128 days, she made it to NMD. In 6 months, they were both NMDs. In the first year, they earned $400,000. And within 22 months, they earned $1 million. That was an incredible story, really impressive when you heard it from herself. For us, we never heard of something like that happening before, but since then, in the UK, people have done it. And in Ireland, they're coming on fairly quickly too. This business is a really serious business with incredible opportunity in it. And I just leave you with this. Your present circumstances don't determine where you can go. They merely determine where you start. Thank you for your attention.
Damian, thank you so much. I think Erin's taking over now, but she's not come on yet. So I've just jumped on so that you haven't got an awkward silence. Wait a minute.
Hi, I'm here.
Hi, there's Erin.
Wrapping it up. Sorry, I didn't realise that I wrapped up after the last speaker. It's been one of those days, guys. Whew.
Right, I'll say bye-bye and I'll pass you over to Erin. Hi, Erin.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me. Oh my goodness, I'm blown away by what I just heard and I needed to hear it. I'm not going to lie. It's been one of those mornings. Anyone that has children will understand what I'm saying. Sometimes things just don't go to plan, and that's been my morning. But I needed to tune in and hear that advice and that wisdom from Damian. So thank you so much for that. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day so far and an amazing call. These calls are always so brilliant, aren't they? We are going to be crossing over now to the second part of our show. And we have got the incredible Kavanagh.
Can I just say, sorry, Erin,
yes.
we've got Alice Kennedy is lined up to tell a story after Damian.
Oh, wonderful. Sorry. Alice, take it away.
Thanks, Erin. Thanks a million. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Paula. Just as Paula was introducing Damian there, do you know, it just brought me back to when Damian and I first met 17 years ago down in Limerick University. And Damian Brennan, I just want to say thank you so much for the privilege of allowing me to work with you for that period of time. The blessings that it has brought me has been many for our family. So thank you, thank you. I first started out in this business when I didn't even know what the Juice Plus business was back in 2006. I was a busy mom. I was working full time as a Garda, 40 hours a week as a Garda, rearing 3 teenagers, very, very stressed, eating on the run as most busy parents do. And I just found my world came crashing down one particular Thursday morning when our 17-year-old son almost was lost to suicide. And at the time I had looked everywhere, but my path crossed with Damian and Marion Egan, the kinesiologist who I met then. And it was my last hope. It was my last hope. So bottom line, Ian went on that nutrition. He's been having a very, very difficult time at school. He's dyslexia affected. Then it was a massive challenge. Thank God the world changed when Juice Plus came into our lives. That's the day that I met Damian. And he went on Juice Plus capsules and complete that very day. And within 3 weeks, miracles happened in our house. We got our son back. His whole world changed. He decided to go back to school to finish his education. And thankfully today he's happily living and working in Germany. And he has 3 gorgeous, beautiful, healthy boys. One of my blessings. At the time, as I said, things were hectic in my world, and I thought, you know, I was a founder member of our local branch of Dyslexia Ireland, and I could see the change it had made in Ian's health, and it made me realise that the work we were doing with children with learning needs could be greatly enhanced by the introduction of good nutrition in their system. So I decided, okay, let's take out this franchise. Had no clue what it was. So took out the franchise in August of 2006. And I've been working with it ever since. And again, it's been such a blessing because not alone has it helped many of my friends, many of my acquaintances and their children, but in my own particular case, the energy levels in our house, it's crazy really. All of us, none of us have been sick to the same level as we would have been prior to that in 17 years. So Sue Worrell is bang on. There's definitely something in that Juice Plus, no doubt about it. I, thank God, sailed through menopause. I'm 62. And thankfully, I've had none of the concerns that my fellow sisters have had going through the years that we've gone through. You know, we've had less sickness. We've had the opportunity, the business opportunity, even though I didn't understand what was going on. But working alongside Damian Brennan, he's infectious. You couldn't help but ooze in some of what he's given out, and thank God for it, because it has allowed me to leave my job early. I could take early retirement because of the finance that was coming in from my Juice Plus business. It's been such a privilege because it's allowed me to follow my passion. I'm a holistic therapist and I love working with people. And the correlation between me helping them to get well in my holistic practice and the nutrition going into their system helps them to stay well. For me, that is such a massive blessing. But not alone that, I have had no income in the last 3 years, 2 years because of COVID. And this time last year, I was in a wheelchair. I fell and fractured my hip and I had to wait on other people to get me from A to B. Thankfully, all through that period of time, my Juice Plus business kept coming in on the 10th of the month, regardless, because I had built up a nucleus of customers over the years. And I love working with and relating to my customers, seeing how they're doing and seeing what other ways I can help them. So, you know, there are so many benefits. But the interesting thing from my perspective is what we do now is even more relevant than it was in 2006. Because in 2006, a lot of us were growing our own produce. The food basket wasn't as expensive as it is today. Unfortunately, the range of produce today of that quality that we're getting in our capsules and our complete has gone down. And the price of food, so-called food items, has gone up. So really, from the perspective of what we can offer as partners, not just for people's health, but also for people's income, we have 2 marvelous opportunities there. And I'm so privileged that I'm in this space, that as one of, like yourselves, that I can offer it to people who want a change. Thank you.
Well, there we go. How amazing. Thank you so much, Alice. And thank you so much for sharing your journey and your story with us. That's so
You're welcome,
inspiring.
Erin.
That's so inspiring. And I think it all comes back to it, doesn't it? What we can do to help people we love and to live a good and healthy life. It's what it's all about. So thank you for reminding us all of that. So we are staying in Ireland, and our next guest is the fantastic Kev Kavanagh. I saw Kev on stage in Brighton, and I'm sure everyone else who was in Brighton would agree. He was absolutely incredible, stormed the stage and had everyone in tears. So Kev has 21 years service with the military. He also is a DJ for Extra Income. He's been in the business for 3 years, coming up for 3 years, and he's already QNMD. So that's an incredible fast track and journey. He joined the company in the pandemic when he couldn't DJ anymore because of obviously the lockdowns. He fell in love with the product and wanted to help other people feel good. He's gone on to build an incredible team and is absolutely smashing it. So Kev, and he's married to the lovely Donna, who's also in the business, and he's got 2 children as well. So busy man. So Kev, take it away.
Good morning, guys. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. First of all, I have hundreds of notes in front of me from everyone who has spoken so far. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. I think from the people that have spoken already this morning, it's quite obvious that what we have with this company is it's a certainty that if you really delve in and dial in and tune in, that there's nothing that's going to happen to you, only success. We have an incredible community full of support. We have we have amazing products that are the best all over the world. And when we feed ourselves with the right nutrition and surround ourselves with the right people, we have a blueprint then for success. One of the things that I think a lot of people need to do more of is mindset. And, you know, when I first started in the business, mindset to me was a little bit airy-fairy. You know, my sponsor that took me in was at the time reading Robin Sharma, the 5 a.m. club, and he was texting me saying, come on, Kev, let's get up at 5 a.m. And I thought he was a madman. I was like I loved the bed. I absolutely loved the bed. There was no way I was getting out of bed at 5 o'clock in the morning. And business was going well when we first started. We had a really, really good start when myself and my wife Donna started. There was no need for me to be looking left and right at mindset and other things because everything was going well. And we hit QNMD in 9 months. So we joined in January, we hit QNMD in November, and it was complete success for the first 9 months. And we thought we were rock stars. I'm not going to lie. We thought this business was easy. We thought, you know, no one's going to knock us off our perch. And we thought we were going all the way to PMD and PMD plus in a couple of years and nothing was going to stop us. But everything came to a complete and utter halt. And we done a lot of finger pointing at reasons why the success had stopped. At the time in Ireland, we started to come out of the lockdowns. So our business generally started in January. It was in a lockdown, and all of the success we had was all through all of these lockdowns that we were having. And when the country started to open back up, we started pointing the finger out at, you know, people are going on holiday now, they're going away more, they're spending their money on other things. We never pointed the finger inwards and started to say, you know, what can we do? What can we do to get better? Because there was no more success. And we went through 17 really, really tough months of building a team. And then, you know, the results weren't coming in. The team were coming in, they were leaving, they were coming in, they were leaving. But in reality, what the problem was is that myself and Donna, we weren't becoming better. We weren't working on ourselves and we couldn't support our team properly. And at the time I was still working full time. I was still in the army. I was having my own battles in work with being selected to go overseas and stuff like that. And it was definitely something that I was not willing to do anymore. And I really needed to look in at myself and say, well, what am I going to do with this business? And at times I was treating it like a hobby a little bit, and I wasn't taking it seriously. And the mindset thing and working on myself kind of overwhelmed me a small bit as well, because I didn't even know where to go. I didn't know who to listen to. I didn't know what to read. And I just went to my upline and I went to him and I asked him, what should I be listening to help myself improve? And he gave me some really good books to read. And that's where it all started. And now I'm absolutely addicted to mindset. I'm addicted to working on myself. I don't listen to the radio in the car anymore. I listen, everything is podcasts. Everything is educating myself and trying to become a better person. And it not only on my business has it had an effect, but it has had an effect on my life, a serious effect on my life. I did once think that I was a positive person. But when I look back before mindset got involved in my life, I was actually a glass half empty person. I wasn't a glass half full. And because I started to work on myself and I really dialed into the whole mindset thing, I needed to make sacrifices to do that. So it's hard some days to get it in. It's hard sometimes to read something. You know, you leave it to the last minute to go to bed and you're just not in the humor reading anything. And maybe when you are reading something, you're not taking it in. So I needed to find ways of getting it into my life. I'm big into health. I'm big into the gym. I'm big into training. And I recently retired from the army. This opportunity has allowed me to retire. I've built my business to a very, very stable income, whereas I was able to step away from the army, which means I'm not going to be selected to go overseas anymore. I'm never going to have to leave my children anymore, which was probably the main reason why I wanted to leave. And any of you guys that were in Brighton, you would have heard the promise that I made to my boy the last time I came home from overseas. He ran down the driveway to me after a really difficult 9-month trip through COVID. And he asked me to promise him that I was never going to leave again. And I did, and I made that promise. And that was before Juice Plus was in my life. I had no idea I was going to keep that promise. I just said, I promise. I'd done what every other dad or parent would do when their child was upset. And I said, I promise I'll never leave you again. And then this opportunity arrived. And that video was on my phone. That video of Sam running down the driveway to me. And when I rewatched it, it refired me. And it made me realize that if I want the life that I'm saying that I want, and if I can look at all these leaders in this company and the incredible lifestyles that they have, the time freedom that they have. If I want that, if I want what they have, I need to do what they do. So guess what? The 5 a.m. mornings kicked in, and I had to start getting up early because I needed to work on myself. Because when I was getting up, when everyone else was getting up, you never fit it in. And when I retired from the army, my barracks is about 30 minutes away, and my gym is right beside the barracks. I decided I was going to stay in that gym because that 30 minutes of driving to Kildare, my car has turned into a mobile classroom. So that's where I self-develop. I listen to my self-development on the way to the gym and on the way home from the gym. And that's where it came from. And when I look back at the success we had in the first 9 months, it was a pure fluke. And the reason it stopped was because of my limiting self-beliefs. I didn't think I was good enough for this opportunity. Although I had got to QNMD in 9 months, it happened so quickly. I didn't really understand how much of a success story that was. And I had limiting self-beliefs about myself. I really had to dig deep and find out what they were, and I went back to looking back at stories from years ago. Like, I sat in front of a guidance counsellor in school before, in secondary school, and I wanted to be an electrician. And when I sat down, he looked at my grades and he looked at me right in my face and he said, you're never going to be an electrician. You're not good enough. Your grades are not good enough. You're not good enough at school, etc., etc. I have carried that with me up until about 2 years ago. I carried that with me, thinking I wasn't good enough, thinking that, this opportunity, it was a good opportunity, but it was not always ever going to pay me a hobby income. But when I started to self-develop and I started to get up earlier and I started to read all the right stuff and surround myself with the right people, which is so, so important. Mindset for me is all about awareness. And you need to be aware of your triggers. You need to be aware of what keeps you on a high vibration and a high energy and what keeps you on a low one. And there is people that I have in my circle that I know can bring my energy down. That's okay. I need to do something to combat that, to bring my energy back up again, because I can't help more people if my energy is low. I'm only going to attract the person that's on a low energy if I'm on a low energy. And if I have figured out that it's my obligation to the people that I'm serving with this product, with this opportunity, that I need to be vibing high as much as I can, because when I'm vibing high, I can help more people. And this opportunity is about helping others. It's about serving other people. And a byproduct of me wanting to serve others and wanting to improve myself is I've become a better husband. I've become a better dad. I've become a better friend, a better brother, a better son. And that is, I think, absolutely incredible when you think about what most of us start this opportunity for. Most of us started for an extra £200 or €200 a month. But the person that I have become in the last 3 years is completely different to the person that I was when I first started. And I realized that lack of self-belief that I had about myself, it was the fabricated story that was just in my head, that I was just constantly telling myself. It wasn't true. I was married to that person in the past, and I had too much time for that person in the past, and those comments that were made and said to me, I had too much time for them, and it was stopping me from looking forward. So I needed to get my eyes out of the rearview mirror and start looking forward. I need to start building goals, building confidence. And anyone that, let me know in the chat, give me a number one in the chat. If you joined this business and someone said to you, right, what's your goals for this month? And you hadn't got a clue what they were talking about. Goals, like, who sets goals? I'm setting weekly goals now. I'm setting daily goals. I'm setting monthly goals. I'm setting annual goals. Some of them I'm hitting, some of them I'm not. But you know what it is? It's keeping me vibing high because I'm setting these goals for myself. I'm being intentional and I'm being deliberate, because I know that when I work on me and when I hit goals, I can help more people. And that's what this is all about. The question that you should ask yourself, if you don't work on your mindset, the question you should ask yourself is that, who are you going to serve? Are you going to continue to serve the past opinions that you have of yourself, or the current opinions that people have of you? Is that what you're going to choose to serve? Or are you going to serve your future? Are you going to serve that person, that version of you that's in the future, that's shouting back at you, egging you on, going, come on, come up this way, it's much better over this side? or you're going to continue to look back at that comment that somebody made, or back at that person that has consistently put you down, made you feel like you weren't good enough, because you're giving all your energy there. You're never going to give your energy forward. And, you know, myself and Donna do a mindset call with our team every morning at 6 a.m. And one of the things we speak about is there's no finish line in this business. There's absolutely no finish line, but I do see it as a relay race. And you're passing that baton to the next level version of yourself. You just got to build to that, and you'll get to that, not finish line, but the next person, you pass the baton and then they run the rest of the relay, and you're always building and growing in steps. And that's very exciting for me. Nutrition and mindset, they coincide together. Balanced lifestyle and mindset, they coincide together as well for me, you know. So you can be completely healthy all of the time, and that will help your mindset, but you need to fill your cup. You need to make sure your cup is full every single day. For me, filling my cup, the things that fill my cup are so simple. It's the 15-minute cuddles on the couch with the kids after breakfast, before they have to go up and get into a uniform and go to school. Those 15 moments are something that I was never able to experience before, because I was working full time. But now I'm not, because of this company. And those little moments keep my cup full. Going to the gym keeps my cup full. Having a glass of wine and a nice meal with my wife at the weekend keeps my glass full. It keeps my energy high. So if I was to give you any advice about mindset and about how to keep your vibration really, really high, is to make sure that you fill your cup first. Because when you fill your cup first, you can fill other people's cups as well. That's kind of me. That's my passion for mindset, guys. And I'm really, really excited to introduce a very, very special lady that's on my team that's going to come in. She's going to talk briefly about her product story. And I think it would be an absolute shame if we didn't mention something about her business as well, because this lady is an absolute rocket ship. She's a servant of people. Before she even joined this business, she served other people. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce my friend and team member, Colleen.
Hi guys, how are you doing? Hope you're well. Thank you for that lovely introduction, Kevin. And yeah, you're an absolute inspiration. And the mindset side, I can't agree more, in relation to, you know, keeping you centered, keeping you driven, and obviously not living in the past, and keeping your vision very much in the future, and working on that every day. And I know it's not easy. I've gone through my own work in that for years and years and years. And I'm very open about, you know, going to therapy, getting deep, feeling the pain, letting it go. I think it's really, really important. And it's something I preach to my clients every single day. And, you know, it's a journey, absolutely. So I'm Colleen. Colleen Eavesy. I'm a nurse of 22 years. And I specialize in type 2 diabetes, heart health, and weight loss. So I was in the wards for a lot of the years, and also I ran diabetic clinics around Ireland as well, and over in England and Australia. So my journey as a nurse, you know, I'll always be a nurse at heart, but every time I was in a ward and serving and helping patients, you know, because I specialize in diabetes, also heart health, so you had a lot of patients coming into the ward with cardiac issues. And I used to look at them and I used to think, Jesus, you know, this can be prevented, like, you know, both men and women, and just thinking, if they just got good nutrition, if they got good kind of education and knowledge around their well-being and changing small little changes around their lifestyle, maybe, I'm not saying it's 100%, but maybe, obviously with family history, they wouldn't have got to this stage. So my drive was to get them out of the ward and get them back healthy. But because my time was so busy in the ward, I couldn't sit with a particular patient for long enough to go that deep into it, because it was crazy busy. So I ended up running diabetic clinics then for GPs around Ireland, which is incredible, which gave me the opportunity to meet patients one-to-one and also educate them as well. Majority of them, well, you had a bit mixture of men and women, but I always liked to see if they were married, to bring the couple in. So that one of them in here, what I'm saying, in order to help them to reverse, if we could, or reduce their medication. But obviously talk about nutrition with them as well, because sometimes one would hear it and the other person wouldn't. And a lot of the times, I'm not saying men don't cook, but the wives would be in charge in the kitchen and they'd be controlling the diet. So in regards to that, it was great to have the opportunity to dive deep into the nutrition side and able to make a change in their life. So anyway, I went off there. I came out of the clinics, and then I ran my own gym, because I was like, okay, healthy lifestyle, exercise, movement. I decided to bring my cardiac screening program into the gym, and it just took off and it was amazing. So I was testing for cholesterol and HbA1c, which is your blood sugars, blood pressure, and then kind of helping clients work on that, make it bigger than just weight loss, because obviously we're improving our whole life, both mind and body. So I ran a gym there for about 3 or 4 years, and then COVID hit, and I was like, oh my God, what'll I do? Jesus, stop, panic. And I said, right, I'll go into online. So I went into the online side of things, and I set up my own business, online business, Rise Strong Mind and Body Transformation. And it was a struggle. I was worried. I was financially drained. I had pumped everything into my business, ROF. Then I came out of that and obviously had to invest in a business mentor for myself, because I didn't know how to run a business online, not a clue. So working online was a big challenge, but I had to invest on, literally everything I had in my savings went into building my business. And I'm delighted I done it, even though it was business or house. My biggest goal is to get into my home, and I'm nearly there. So having the big why is to have my own property and to get to that goal of having my house. But it was the best thing that ever happened. And then again, as we all know, things flow, and sometimes the dip happens. And then I ended up having a serious back injury. And I love doing my strength training. I love doing my weights, all of that. And it was part of my routine every day. That whole went away for 8 months, and I was devastated, because again, exercise, not just for aesthetically to look well, we know the impact it has on our mind and obviously on our body. So I hit a really down part within myself, and I didn't like that part. And obviously I worked on it, went to therapy even more, up to my therapy sessions, which was amazing, and my lovely psychotherapist, Clodagh, and just got out of that rut again. And I thought, okay, I need to build myself up again. I didn't want to go down the medication route. I hate taking medication. So I decided then I would go and get a physical therapist and a chiropractor, and worked with Greg, the chiropractor. And then I met the lovely Chris. So you probably all know him. He's my upline, Chris Miles. He was on the stage, I think, was it in Dublin there at the beginning of the year? Incredible guy. So he was there and he was doing the work on me. And right to the side was Juice Plus capsules. Now, from my point of view, I was like, oh, is this just another gimmick? I was a real skeptic. Like, I was just like, oh, here's something else now. What are you asking me to take? And he said, look, don't knock it until you try it. And I said, okay, no problem. So I ended up taking it with reluctancy and with the intent of going, these don't work. Not a hope, no way. So my family are amazing, but also very, very truthful. And so are my closest mates, which I'm very blessed with. So I said, I'm not telling anybody. I'm just going to share it with my mum and my sister.
Pauline, sorry to interrupt, and this is amazing, but guys, if we can try and keep to time a little bit, only because we're running half an hour over and we have to get the incredible Charity and Dennis on as well. So just to give us a little time warning. Thank you.
No problem. So I took the products and that was amazing. And I gave them to my mum and my sister. And within 10 days, I experienced a difference. And within 14 days, my mum did. So, and then my sister as well, and she had 2 kiddies, and one of them had a bit of skin issues. And then within 3 to 4 weeks, her skin completely cleared. So that was my first thing of saying, right, okay, these actually work. And I could feel it in my own body, my concentration, my mood, my energy, my skin. I could go on all day of what I actually achieved or felt with them. And then I went on a night out with my two friends, and I walked into the kitchen and they basically said, but there's something different about you. You're glowing. There's a lift in you. And that was my final confirmation. So then I went back to Chris and I said, look, sign me up for the products and then getting into the business side. Chris then eventually got around me and basically said, would you be interested in the business? And I did. So it was the best decision I ever did. Just the benefits from financially, obviously, this is all going towards my goal of a house, but also the benefits from me as setting up my business for 3 years. It was great to be having an amazing product that's backed up by clinical research, that has amazing testimonials, and to be able to give that back to my clients was just such a blessing. So I'm incredibly grateful. I'm shouting it from the rooftops. Obviously, Kevin is there and he's an amazing, amazing support. Himself and Donna are incredible. And then my own team, obviously, I'll always mention my team because I'd never be here without them, because they're smashing it as well. So yeah, anybody has any reluctancy or any fears or sitting on the fence, please don't, reach out to somebody, ask the questions. Don't think you know it all. I promise you don't. It's not until you take them and then experience the benefits of the business that you'll reap the rewards as well. So thanks a million.
Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much, guys, and continue to smash it. How fantastic. We're now really quickly crossing over to the incredible Julie, who's just going to, literally in a nutshell, sum up why you guys should be excited about this opportunity and what you can do to get yourselves moving again. Thanks, Jules.
Hey everyone, going to be super quick. So yeah, I'm doing 90-day game plans back to back. I have a whiteboard. I'm going for 1,200 no's. I need 23 more this year to get myself down to 1,000, and that's what I'm aiming for. So if you get a no in the business, it doesn't matter, just keep going, because when you get the no's, it means that you are speaking to people. So every morning I start off with a 6:30 call, and we literally ask the question, because we can do all the DMOs, put all the posts out, do the pretty stuff, but actually, if you're not speaking and networking with people, your business will not grow. So every day I'll start with the tough stuff, which is approaching people, asking the question. And I average about 22 on a call in half an hour in the morning, and I do my birthdays every single day. That means those people that are looking at, you're saying happy birthday, and they're seeing your stuff. So it's just doing the basics every single day. I've written a couple of things down from the call. What an amazing call this morning. I'm speaking really, really quickly. And I think it was the cream cake to diabetes comment that Simone made. That doesn't happen overnight, right? And the same with the fruit and veg to good health and climbing Everest doesn't happen overnight. It's the same with your business. So you might ask a person and they might ghost you. Go back to that person. Everybody, I have a system. If they say no, they go in our wellness hub. If they say not right now, they go in our wellness hub and they go into Penny, so I know to follow up. If they say yes, amazing. Not everybody is going to say yes straight away. So I have my little tally charts, and I just do my gratitudes daily, like Kev was saying. Every day I start in gratitude, have my to-do list, and I have my basics. So 5 Facebook posts: business, lifestyle, interactive, product and value. And that doesn't mean you have to be an amazing cook or a fitness guru. It just means what do you bring to the world? With me, I make people laugh. And I have a lot of followers that are into a certain band. Everybody who knows me knows who that is. So, find your tribe, love them hard, love your team, love your clients, even when they're ignoring you. Get really deep into the community. And then my other thing is my daily method of operation. So I do my birthdays, I do a live, I add people, I do a reel, that's optional. But I try and do one every day. I do my stories and I talk to people, and that's it. Road to Rio 2025.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Absolutely brilliant.
You're welcome.
I just wanted, Jules to be able to jump on and give you guys some fire. Okay. So if you're, if you're feeling it now, you're going to be feeling it all the way to Rio. Thank you so much, Jules. Now we're going to cross over to the incredible Charity. Charity is a mum of 2 girls. She's been in the business for 6 years. She was able to quit her job as a customer service manager exactly 2 years ago after being involved with this business. She's PMD, which is incredible in such a short space of time. And she's currently studying to qualify as a certified health and lifestyle coach. Charity, thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to hear from you. And James, if you could unmute Charity. Yes, here we go.
Thanks, Erin. I think I might have to correct that. James, I gave you my up-to-date bio, which you did not pass on to Erin.
So sorry.
This is
So
what live
that's-
TV is all about. Probably by now you're probably PMD plus.
Okay, yeah. 8 years in the business now. My name is Charity, just like Erin said. I found this amazing opportunity 8 years and 4 months to be precise. 2015, I found Juice Plus on social media, looking to achieve my weight loss goal. I have just put on weight, lots of weight after 6 years of staying at home, looking after my second daughter after I had my first baby. And due to childcare, I decided to stay back at home to look after my daughter. And then I became pregnant for my second one. And in a nutshell, 6 years I stayed at home. 6 years depending on my husband for every single penny. And so I wanted something to do. I was looking for that financial aspect of it, and as well as my health aspect of it. So it was 2 reasons. And I found Juice Plus, August 5th to be precise. I decided to give it a go. Just like what Colin said, just like what every other person have shared in here. We're all skeptical about when we find this, when we see people on social media sharing their before and after story, and you're wondering how real can this be, you know, and all that. But I said to myself, what have I got to lose? Got nothing to lose, and jumped on it. And like I always say to people, for those of you who know my story, I always say that I joined Juice Plus on a borrowed money. And why do I call it borrowed money? I joined because I was in so much debt. I have been off work for 6 years. And we know when you've got a savings, no matter how much savings you've got, if you've got nothing coming in and it's always going out, you get to a point where you just, nothing comes in and you're just at that 0 point, you're just at that rock bottom. And for me, that was what it was. So I wanted to go out there and get a job. I wanted to go out there. I didn't care what it was. So when I found this opportunity, I actually started with the product. I just wanted to lose weight. That was the first thing that kind of attracted me to Juice Plus. So I reached out to my upline and said to her, you know what, I want to get this product. All I could do is, I've got 2 options. It's either I achieve the weight loss journey or not, you know. And so I picked the product, bought the berry and the shakes, got the berry capsules and the shake. And then instantly, I always tell people that I joined this business based on divine inspiration. And why do I say divine inspiration? In the sense that I sat down immediately after I bought the product from my upline. I had the voice saying, you're looking for something to do. You could at least make that money, you know, online. So I reached out to my upline. I said, what do I have to do exactly what you are doing? And she said to me, buying a franchise, all I needed was £50. And I'm like, £50, okay. And this is me here already in debt on a credit card with over £4,000. And I said to myself, I've got nothing to lose. An extra £50 on top of it, it's not going to harm me. So I just jumped on. Just to cut the long story short. For me, today I'm going to be talking to us why I am so passionate about Juice Plus. What makes me go AWOL when it comes to Juice Plus? So now, like I said to us, I was in debt of over £4,000 before I said yes to this opportunity. And within a period of 2 years, so within a period of a year, I was able to clear off that debt. And aside from that, getting on the product side of it, I started seeing my result within 4 weeks. 4 weeks of using the product. So I felt there must be something in here. There must be something in this product. There must be something in this business. And I believe attending my first event, which I did in November 2015, somewhere around Houston, and I sat down there and I heard people like John Holoworthy, people like Emma Snedon share their story and talk about how they've been able to quit their job and are actually involved in this business full time. And that's my passion. That's my goal. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to sit down in the comfort of my home, not being answerable to anybody, and being able to do what I love with the people that I love to do it with. And so I would say for me, my passion about Juice Plus is the fact that it is a vehicle. I was given this vehicle and I made a choice to grab the key of this vehicle and get into it and get to my destination and get to where I want to be in life. And so for me, I sat down after that event. I sat that period, it was, there wasn't any PMD plus. PMD was just the pinnacle of the business. So I sat down and I got home and I went through the compensation plan. And I saw how much John Holoworthy, how much Emma Snedon, how much those people who sat down, who stood on that stage as PMD shared their story and why they were able to quit their job. And I saw that they have taken home a bonus of £78,000. I remember I came home that day, I was so excited. And that was the first time I actually spoke to my husband about the business. That was the first time I actually spoke to him about what I was doing online. And I said to him, I'm not a greedy goat. I just want 1/4 of that £78,000. That's all I want. So I got into a full-time job. I got a full-time job after 2 months of being in the business, and then started doing this business as a side hustle. And what made me love the business so much was in speaking to my husband that night, he said to me, if you can do this business in 3 years and you're able to earn that amount of money that would allow you to quit this job that you've just found, then go ahead. But a wise man said to me, you know what? If someone sets a goal for you, if you're given a target, you're given a certain number of years or months or weeks or whatever to achieve a goal, whatever it is, always make sure that you get rid of either 1 month or 1 year. So my husband gave me 3 and I said to myself, I'm going to work this business 2 years. And in 2 years, I'm going to be able to quit this job. And I'm going to be able to stay at home with my kids and be involved in their life. 2 years, which became November 2017, precisely, as a senior sales coordinator, I was able to quit my job. So I'm passionate about this business because it is a vehicle that gave me the opportunity to be able to achieve what I wanted in life, what I've always wanted, which is to be a stay-at-home mom, full-time stay-at-home mom, doing what I love to do, and also to be involved in the life of my children. So Juice Plus gave me that. And aside from that, looking at the health aspect of it, what I have been able to achieve from it, growing up as a child, at the age of 12, I started experiencing what I now know as narcolepsy. As at that time, nobody had an idea what it was, what I was going through. The doctors were not able to diagnose what was going on with me. And this I'm talking about back home in Nigeria. Not until I came into this country in 1992, which is after how many years of going through the trauma, going through people being stereotyped as someone who was experiencing an excessive daytime sleepiness, that I was not in control. I didn't even know what it was. But I went through that trauma. My parents died not knowing what exactly was wrong with me. So I came into this country in 1992, and 1996, I got diagnosed as narcoleptic, to be narcoleptic. And I was put on a medication. And being put on that medication, modafinil, meant that it would only keep me awake for a certain number of hours. And after that, what happens? It goes back. And for people, if you're not aware of what narcolepsy is, we've got two types of narcolepsy. We've got narcolepsy with cataplexy, and that means you end up having a jaw dropped, your jaw being dropped, and then you're not in control. You might have as many hours of sleep that you want to have. You cannot control it. So when I found this, I wasn't even looking at the fact that I wanted Juice Plus to help me in that aspect of my health. I wasn't looking for it. All I wanted was to lose weight. And I discovered that this product can actually help me with my energy level. I discovered that getting on things like drinking the Uplift, that's why I'm so much in love with Uplift, because what it does with all the B vitamins that it's got in it, it can actually help me to keep me alert, to keep me awake, to keep me focused. Now, I have been going through these challenges, being on this medication, modafinil, for years, and getting into jobs where I have been let go. I have been said, you know what, we can't have you working here because of the excessive daytime sleepiness. So for me, finding Juice Plus, like I said, I saw it as a vehicle that could actually help me to achieve, for me not to be stereotyped as people would look at me, for people not to call me names, for me to be able to keep my pride as a person. Juice Plus gave me that opportunity to be able to achieve that. And that's why I'm so passionate about it. And not to talk about the fact that the community that we get to build, the people that you get to meet, people that get to look at you and not even look at your limitations. I love the fact that Kevin talked about the limiting belief that he had before he joined Juice Plus. And that was the same for me. I had so much limiting beliefs about myself. Because why? Because I've been through school where teachers have said to me that, you know what, with what is going on with you, you can't be anybody. That there's nothing good that can come out of you. So when I found this business, when I saw it as a vehicle. I saw it as a key that would allow me to get to my destination, a key that would allow me to rediscover who Charity is. That's what Juice Plus did for me. Now I don't take that medication. I stopped taking the medication years because of the side effects that it was giving to me. I already have an issue that I'm going through. The last thing I need is for me to add an extra side effect to whatever I'm going to be taking. Because they would never tell you whatever side effects you're going to be getting from any medication that you're being put on. They just give it to you. And so for me, the fact that we have got one of the best, highly researched product, which is what Juice Plus is, it's nothing to compare. That it's giving me my life. It's giving me, a few years ago, while the COVID was going on, with this amazing opportunity, it gave me the opportunity to do what? To look at another aspect of my life, which is for me, which has given me the opportunity to go out there and to study as a health and life coach. And that's something that I would never have thought. That is something I would never have imagined that I would do. So if you're sitting down here and you are in this Zoom and somebody has invited you, I want to say to you that if I can become who I have become because I said yes, because I wanted that change. I was so desperate for that change. I did not even have an idea. Nobody told me what this business could do for them. Nobody shared with me what the products could do for them. But that's why I would always say that every day when I think about it, I'm so grateful to God that I said yes. Because why? Looking at what I have been able to achieve in the last 8 years, if I wasn't in Juice Plus, I might not have been able to achieve it. I might not have been able to get the help that I'm getting. And the fact that these are nutritional products, these are plant-based whole food products that can actually, taking the capsules, I take the capsules every day. I don't drink Uplift every day, but I take Uplift when I need that energy, when I have got something that I know, like this morning, I had to take the Uplift because what? Because I need that energy. Because I need to be focused. I need to listen. I need to hear, listening to these amazing testimonials and going through the fact that, the nutritional integrity that we have in the product. There's something I can sit down here and I can go on and on and on and tell you why I love what I do, why I'm so passionate about Juice Plus. But all I want to say to you is the fact that see Juice Plus as a vehicle. You've been given a vehicle. A key has been handed to you. There are two things you can do with those keys. The two things you can do is to go to where that vehicle is, put the key in, open the door, sit in it, turn on the ignition, and then drive yourself to the destination where you want to. Or you know what? You can decide to take the key, just leave it on the shelf in your house there, and just keep staring at the vehicle every single day. But if you ask me, I would say to you, take that key, open the car, open that vehicle, turn on the ignition, and do what? And drive to your destination. For me, I have been able to, and I love the fact that I'm imparting lives. I can sit down. Now I have the confidence, Juice Plus has given me the confidence to be able to speak to people, to talk to people. I've got an amazing team, that I sit down every single day and I'm teaching. And I would not have been able to do this if I hadn't said yes 8 years ago. So I'm going to stop here. And like I've said to us, and I'm going to say this, every single one of us here, 80 of us, we are absolutely responsible for whatever outcome that we get from either the business or the product. Thank you.
Absolutely incredible. And I think everyone is blown away. And what an inspiring speech. So thank you so much. And thank you as well to Kev. We didn't get a chance to say, but you were absolutely incredible. And I know that lots of people were putting in the chat, they needed to hear that today, myself included. So thank you so much. Lots of love, guys. And I'm sorry that we're having to race through things. Yeah, we've just got a jam-packed schedule, right? It's hard when you've got so many incredible people to speak to. So thank you so much, Charity. And now, guys, please, I'm just going to ask you guys, please stick with us, okay? I know we're running over, but the incredible Dennis, brand new PMD Plus. Oh, Charity's got a guest.
Yeah.
Charity's got a guest. Charity, if your guest could just give us a quick snapshot, that would be absolutely fantastic before we head over to Dennis.
Over to you, Shirley.
Okay. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. I'm so excited to speak in the Zoom today. It's short notice, but I'll try my best to put all together. So my name is Shirley. I'm in the UK. I'm a mom of 4. I am an EMD in this business, and I'm so excited to share my story. So basically, I found this amazing product on Facebook as I was scrolling on Facebook, and all I had was energy because I've been anemic for God knows how long. So when I heard this product could give you energy, I just said to myself, I need to jump on this product and give it a go because I've been trying so many things. I've been on iron tablets, which was giving me serious constipation. And I reached out, and when I heard you can get the products and get the kits one for free, it rang a bell. I said, wow, so kids can get this for free. That's amazing. So I bought the products and I, started taking it. Within 2 weeks, I started seeing a difference in my energy levels. I started sleeping better. I started using the loo frequently, going to the toilet. And I said to myself, I'm loving this product. So at that time when I bumped up across this amazing product, I was actually suffering with hepatitis B. which I was constantly going to my doctors for appointments, for scan to see if my liver is functioning at its best. And at that time, I was meant to be on medication for life because my son is 17. So when my first son is 17, so at that time, I was on constant checkup for about 10 years, and they found out like I needed to be on medication to support my liver because I had the hepatitis B. So when I came across this product, bear in mind, I just bought the product because I needed energy, nothing else. And whoever introduced the product to me didn't tell me that it will fix this, it will fix that. Then we all know the power of good nutrition here. So when I was on it for 2 months, I went back to my doctors and I was meant to be on that medication. So I went in, I did my usual blood test, I did my normal scan, and my doctors told me, what have you been doing for the past couple of months? And I was a bit confused. I said, nothing. He said, well, we've seen an improvement in you. Just rewind back and tell us what you've been doing. And I went with my mom at that time. My mom is a nurse in this country. And my mom told me, why don't you tell your doctor what you've been taking for the past couple of months before now? So I said, oh yeah, I've been taking some capsules, just fruits and vegetables, and I've been taking it because of my energy levels, and I could see a difference in my energy. And he told me that, well, we could see a difference in your liver, and your organs are functioning properly. And I was super excited. And I said, wow. He said, yeah, what I could see is that you don't need any medication for now. So just go back and carry on doing what you were doing, and come back in 6 months and let's see how everything, has improved. So I came back. When I came back, at that time, I needed to top up on my capsules, and I reached out again and I said, wow, I want to buy these capsules, and this is what I've been going through. And my doctors have told me that, everything is looking good. I should go and carry on doing what I'm doing. So I was then introduced to the business. Remember, I was a customer. And I said to her, I said, no, I can't do any business. I'm so busy. I'm a mom of 4, and I'm running a family business at home. I don't have the time. I don't have time to go to the post office. I can't do any deliveries or anything. And she actually broke down the business in less than 10 minutes. And I said to myself, I said, okay, let me give it a go, because I love how the product makes me feel. So if I could introduce this to people, I don't mind. And I asked her how much. At that time, it was £50. And now if you are here, you have the opportunity to join the business for £1. So I signed up, and here I am today, loving the product, loving the business, time freedom with my kids. My kids are healthy. I am not on any medication for now as we speak, but I still go for my regular checkup. So that's it basically. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Shirley. We're glad to have you with us. Thank you to everyone. We are going to now cross to our new PMD Plus. So everyone, please, if you've got your cameras on, give us a big woo-hoo. Well done from everyone here in the UK, to the incredible Dennis, who has just hit PMD Plus. Wow, I bet you're still like, wake me up, am I dreaming? Dennis has been with the business for 19 years. As we just said, he's just hit PMD Plus. He was a dentist, and he's obviously turned his passion for teeth into his passion for helping people around the world get healthy and wealthy. So Dennis, thank you so much for joining us today. Apologies for the time delays. And we would love to hear what you're excited about, and just take it away.
Yes, hello, can everybody hear me? Just thumbs up if you can hear me. Really good, really good. So I don't want to take your time too much, 15 minutes, and then I will leave you into the beautiful Saturday. Yeah, for everybody who don't know me, I'm Dennis. I live in beautiful Switzerland, at the Lake Constance in Switzerland. To be honest, I live my dream today. But like I said, it wasn't always like that. 18, 19 years ago, I was in the dental practice, working 10, 12 hours every day. And all the income producing activities were, done with these two hands. So money, but no time. And then my tennis coach introduced me to the business in 2005. So at the 8th of January in 2005, I started. So in 4 weeks, I have my 19th year with Juice Plus. I'm using the products actually since 1994, the capsules. Yes, I use Complete since 1997.
What are you doing?
So over 30 years, it's a long time. And yeah, and from the business side, it was really the best decision of my life. And I'm always happy to share my story and maybe some thoughts with my friends from the UK. I love you guys. Hopefully next year, my son, he's actually at the international school here, and he speaks English the whole day because everything is taught in English. And he said, but he's never been to London. So next year we have to go. He's been to New York, he's been to Miami, he's been to the, you know, but never been to London. So
you can come and do an event with us, Dennis. I'm inviting you. You can come and do an event.
Yeah, we come over next year with him.
Yes.
So so I'm excited. And of course, if you're 19 years in the business, it's not going always up, you know. And this is maybe my first thing I want to tell you. Don't fall into the two traps. You know, there are two traps in our business. The first one is, if it's going up, you think it will always go up. First trap. If it's going down, most people think it's always going down. Second trap, okay? So this is, I always say, you have to keep up your energy, and you have to keep up your energy high. And if the pay line goes up and you have a good energy, this is called losership. And if the pay line goes down and you're in an even better mood and you have more energy, this is leadership, okay? Everybody can have energy when it's going up. Everybody can have, you know, big dreams when it's going up. No, leadership, if it's not going as you want, if it's going down, this is leadership. If you still stay with it. I mean, this happened to me. I mean, I started a business in 2005. It took me 16 months to become a SP. So I was not the fast guy, you know. But then afterwards, I took a decision after my first convention in Berlin in 2006. And then it was kind of fast, you know. Then 4 years later, I was 100 Club. You know, it's crazy, with no social media, no nothing. So I know both worlds. I did my first 100 clubs offline, only home events, home meetings, every night, another living room. So that was my schedule for the first, let's say, 4.5, 5 years, you know. Then after the first, let's say, 7 to 9 years, it dropped. Some people went out, and then I recognized the numbers. Okay, guys, 80% of your business will come and go in between 2 to 4 years. That does not mean that 80% of your business is leaving, but 80% of your business is dynamic, you know? Some people buy, some people don't buy. Some people come, some people leave. 80%, you know? 15% stay 8 to 9 years, you know, and 5% stay for the rest of your life. So you will have 5% in your team. They will never go. It doesn't matter what happens. And these 5%, they earn 95% of the money. But if you know the numbers and if you know the nature of the business, you can handle it better. Otherwise, you go crazy. You know, it's a brain game. It's a mind game, our business. You know, it's not a physically hard work in our business. It's here, you know. So, and then in 2012, a lot of people left, you know, like always sometimes. And then the new social media time came, and then we went from 37 club or something. I went down from 100 to 37, and then we went up to close to 500 club. Yeah, it's crazy. So, and that was in 2013, 14, you know, the next big wave came. And then this year, at the beginning of January, I lost 17 NMDs, 17 and above. Yeah. And when I started, I said, wow, how can I lose 17 NMDs and still have a business? Yeah, but that really sounds crazy, but it happened. They left to some, you know, greener grass and better offer and stuff like that, you know. And yeah, but then I took another decision and I said, hey, it's up to me, this is leadership now. The 10 years before, it was always like this, and there you needed no leadership. I mean, it just worked, you know what I mean? But then it went down, and then I said to my wife in January, okay, we need to come back again, and we need to show leadership now, and we need to we need to work harder now than maybe ever before. And I want to share with you 4 points that, in my opinion, are success in our business. It's 4 points, and it's how should I say? It's 25% each, but you need to do every 4 100%. You know what I mean? So the first thing is today you say hustle. I would say work. 95% in our business only do it 95%. You know what I mean? You need to do our business 100% for a certain time. I mean, there is a nice saying: I do my business every day, but not all day. It's a difference, but you need to do the business at least every day a little bit, and 95%, like I said, the hustle part, the work part, they only go for 95%, and if you say, I don't know, darling, I love you 95%, the missing 5% are really hard, you know what I mean? Or if you go on a ladies' weekend and your wife says, darling, I'm with you for 95% this weekend. You know what I mean? So the 5% are getting big. So I really needed to come back fully 100% into the hustle and work mode again. So that was really one thing in February when we decided to go for PMD Plus, because it was a thing of getting wider for me. It's 6 POB legs, it's 8 PB legs. So you really have to come back into the building mode. And the second thing, the second 25% is inspiration. Are you an inspiring person? Do you inspire yourself? Are your dreams big enough to inspire yourself? Are your dreams big enough to inspire your team? It's, how should I say? Are your teams big enough that the dreams of your team fit into it? If you want to have a shark for your team, but you only have a goldfish glass, it's too small. You know what I mean? So you, as a leader, you have to be brave enough to talk about your big dreams. You need to have the biggest dreams, that all the dreams of your team fit into your dream. And if it's too small, it's not inspirational for anybody. So this is the braveness or the courage we need in our business to really talk about what's possible. Where do you want to go? What are your dreams? So this is really important. Inspiration is at least 25% of our business. Third thing, 25% is planning. Most of the people don't plan their year, So I really got into, okay, we need to plan 2023 better than 2022. And now it's 2024 already, you know what I mean? Have you already planned your year? We set together, for me, the biggest plan is my vision board. I did a new vision board together with my kids. We did our first, because there are 10 and 14 now. So we really made a vision board for our family. What are we standing for? What do we want to do? Who do we want to travel to? Where do we want to have real estate? Whatever, a really big thing. And it was so inspiring for us. And this is my umbrella. And then I plan that vision board down. Then I plan the vision board down to my major events a year. Every quarter, you need a major event, Then I plan it down to my monthly goals, to my weekly goals, to my daily goals. But for me, it starts with a big vision board. But are you planning? If you don't plan, you plan to fail. You know what I mean? So most people plan their yearly vacation better than their business. Let's face it. All right. Hey, real talk. Good. So, and the fourth thing, and this is really important, is 25% is making the right decisions. Okay. You made the right decision today to be in that call, Congratulations. It was the right decision. You could have said, oh no, I need to go Christmas shopping. I need to go to Harrods and enjoy or wherever, but you need to take the right decision, the decision to join that event, the decision to buy. Have you already bought the ticket for Madrid for our next convention? Have you already made that decision? Have you made the decision to step up? Most of the people took the wrong decision. Like I said, they say maybe, or they said to James, oh, James, I want to become the next NMD in your team, but these people are not in the call today. So wrong decision, you know? So, and if you combine all these four tools, you can check yourself on these 4 points. Maybe you know people in your team, they hustle and work like crazy, right? And you ask yourself, why do they not, step forward? Why is nothing happening? They work so hard. Yeah, but they're not inspiring at all, and they don't plan, and they took the wrong decision, maybe to be not in the call or haven't buying the ticket for Madrid or whatever. So I always use these 4 points to check myself for the year, for the month, even sometimes for the day, So take these 4 points. And most of people say, oh, Dennis, that's right. I was not really inspiring, I haven't even got inspired myself, Dennis, I really took some bad decisions in the last month that led to the, result I had last month. So check yourself on these 4 points. I do that always. And for the end, I just want to say, guys, that we lost, like I said, 17 NMDs, but we now build it 4 again. And I've heard the sentence of Tony Robbins so many times in February: life happens for us, not to us, okay? But we all read these personal development books, and we're all strong and confident when we're in a good place. But when you're in a shitty place, sometimes it's tough to take these quotes and really implement them, you know what I mean? And when there's 17 guys and people and a lot of, bad videos on social media, how bad Choose Plus is. So when you're in that position, you think, Tony Robbins, are you kidding me? That happens for me. Yeah. So, but now, let's say 11 months later, we have a much cleaner, raw, how should I say it? The energy in the team is so pure, is so good. It was like a cleansing. It was a detox year, to be honest. And now I can say it really happened for me. Our leaders are are closer. We had a team vacation in Turkey now with 250 people. It was the best ever, It was the closest one. We're a little bit smaller, but we're stronger and we're more focused. It's more honest, Everybody can really be like you are. It was so positive. So life really happens for us, and I don't know where you are at the moment, but be sure if you take these 4 points and implement them, you will come to a better place. And success is close, guys. Success is so close. I always say, if people knew how close success is, they would be really excited, And this is maybe my last tip for you. If you think success is close, your behavior will be close to success. But if you think, oh, I need to sponsor another 500, maybe then the next NMD is coming, from your energy side and from everything, you act like keeping success far away. You know what I mean? But if you're 100% convinced success is close, you will have the right energy, you will have the right attitude, you know what I mean? If I would tell you the next conversation you will have is your next PMD Plus, how excited would you be on your next call, on your next Zoom, on your next event? You would be like, hey, I show you the best business in the world with the best products, But you need to be ready. You never know when your next NMD, IMD, EMD, PMD, whatever is facing you, but you need to be ready. And if you're convinced success is close, you're always ready. You know what I mean? I'm always ready. I always believe 100%. I really deeply believe the next contact, the next WhatsApp, the next whatever is my next PMD Plus. And everybody I start with, I gave them the feel, you are my next PMD Plus. You know what I mean? And that attracts the success to you. So success is close. And my last question goes to you. Why not you? Why not you in the call? Why not you, Grace? Why not you, Sally? Why not you, Colleen? Why not you, Hans? Why not you, Mommy, Torsten? Yeah, what do we have? Danielle, Paula, Julie. Why not you? Everybody here has the same marketing plan, you know? We have a great company. We have the world best product. Everybody, yeah, has the capacity inside, the energy to realize your dreams. So this is my question for you that you please write down, you know, before Christmas. Why not you? All right. And with this last sentence, I'm ready now. I wish you all a very, very, very and merry Christmas. A beautiful time in between Christmas and New Year's. This is actually the time where I write down my goals for the next year, every year with Claudia in all areas of our life. We love that. It's it's our meditation, and meditation. We sit together and we plan the next year. And this is what I wish you. I wish you a lot of health. I wish you wealth. I wish you all the best for 2024. And it was a pleasure and honor for me to share my 15 minutes with you.
Well, the pleasure and honor is ours because, wow, guys, please give it up for Dennis in the chat. I've been in the business 6 years, and I have to say, I think that was the best presentation I have ever witnessed. Honestly, Dennis, that was so real, so real. And, talk about a comeback, and I love that because so often when we see people that have had huge success.
Do a nice day.
Oh, sorry, I think there's someone that needs to be muted. So often when we see like people that are hugely successful, they don't want to sort of reveal what it's really like. Because they think that it might sort of take away that shiny thing. And to have someone be so honest about what happened with their business, but then also to know, I can't even actually comprehend the mindset work that needs to go in when you lose 17 NMD legs. That is just so impressive to be able to then storm to PMD plus. And I just think huge, extra huge, well done, because that mind blown. Thank you so much. And I'm sure all of you now are just so grateful that you did make the right decision to get on this call. I'm off to literally change my life. And thank you so much to all of our speakers today. You've all been incredible. And we really do appreciate you giving up your time for us. Thank you, James, once again, for putting on such an incredible call. We're all very grateful to you and the work that you do behind the scenes to make this happen. Let's go and smash December, guys. Come on, goosebumps. Let's go and put what we've learned today into action. We know we can do it, so let's go and do it and imagine this is the last chance of 2023. 2024 is going to be epic. We all know it. We're all ready for it. So let's just go and network, plant seeds, get our pay lines up, get a new customer, get a new team member, get a new potential, whatever we need to do so that 2024 is sensational. I'll see you guys in 2024. Unbelievable. Bring it on. And yeah, let's go smash it. Lots of love to you all. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye-bye.